for those of you guys who are keeping up, those have already been moved by envelope 2. So I'm sure you're wondering like, oh, well, if it's already being moved and being modulated, why are you adding something else to it? Well, that's exactly why I'm adding something else to it. I'm going to use this macro to have it move in the exact opposite direction that the original envelope was designed to have it move in. The goal with that is to create a dynamic sound between option A, which is nil at 0, and option B, which is at 128, aka 100%, so that as a designer, as somebody who is going to just open this up and start playing with it, you can have options to immediately go from 1 preset to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you have all these different variations in between where you can start to play and have fun and really characterize that sound to how you want it. The goal with that, again, is to create the motion counterintuitive of what it was doing before. So envelope 2 was moving these guys forward as far as moving this one this way and moving this one this way. The tone is going to do the exact opposite. The second I enable these and activate them, they're going to move it in the opposite direction of that of where the envelope was already moving it. The goal with that is to create a dynamic sound between A, max, and B, max. Cool. So, as somebody who has tried and I'm not going to say that I haven't sold presets. I just haven't sold them through a company like company A, B, or C. I'm not going to say any names, but this is something that they look for in terms of usability, in terms of creativity, and overall coherence to other people and other genres. If it's stuck to one genre and stuck to one type of sound and you can't modulate it that much, then you're kind of isolating yourself in terms of the people who are going to enjoy it and use it and possibly like it in the future. So I know this is kind of weird. I know some of you are like, oh, I just want something that's going to sound cool. All right, well, cool. Now you know exactly what you need to do to create a little bit of motion outside of the traditional, hey, let me change this LFO from an 1/8 to a 16th or something like that. Now you've got a little bit more fun to play with. So I'm just going to turn these guys back on because everything from there is just kind of basic. You guys understand it. Verb, dry, wet. Crush, dry, wet. Phase, dry, wet. The goal with that is to create something that people see and recognize and will be able to know like, oh, this is what it's for, but give them a little bit of twist. Give them a little something that they're not expecting. And one key thing that I want to point out, that I know that I kind of said I'm just going to turn all these on and just let you guys have fun, but this guy, Crush, this one has a variable in it that a lot of people aren't taking into account when they make stuff like this, especially when they make their own sounds for their own production, and that's gain staging, gain matching, perceived volume. And the one thing that you guys have to remember is when you're making these kind of changes, it's going to change the way that the processing goes in and it comes out. So it could change it in terms of make it quieter, it could make it louder, it could make it actually quieter but seem louder. There's so many different variables, and one thing that you have to constantly remember is to A and B those scenarios and hear everything in between. So what I am talking about right now, the biggest thing, and I know I'm kind of beating around the bush, is the gain staging, and that's being able to control your threshold and your gain inside of these different variables and being able to move them. So when I turn up this Crush, it turns down the threshold, but it turns up the gain. The goal with that is to make sure that the perceived volume, the perceived loudness is the same between option B and option A. Oh, you can't hear it with the phaser. Let's turn this down a little bit. She's a little too high. See, we want to be able to keep that same perceived loudness where, you don't have to turn it down because you turned up another knob, but you want to make sure that it is coherent between the two different sounds, that it's relative to the same perceived loudness.